And welcome inside the beautiful Ariake Arena for wheelchair basketball at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Day 3 of women's competition in the wheelchair basketball tournament features Team Japan versus Team Canada in this Group A match. The following match will feature the world champions, the Netherlands, against Algeria. Both of these two teams come into this game riding a wave of positive energy. You see the wins, 2 already for Japan, 1 for Canada. They are unbeaten. Canada's second game after an impressive opening day come-from-behind victory over the silver medalist from the last World Championships, Great Britain. Japan also beat Great Britain after their opening day win over Australia, with an even more impressive win over that silver medal winning Great Britain team that came to Tokyo with such high hopes. The Canadian team has high hopes now as well. And there you see the stars in the middle there, captain number 7, Cindy Wallet. And now the team introductions. Let's listen in.
Number 7, number 10, number 12, number 14, number 15, number 18, number 19, number 22, number 88, and your head coach.
Smiles all around after a 2-0 start to the tournament for Japan, not surprisingly.
Please welcome Team Canada. Number 4, Rosalind Lalonde. Number 5, Elodie Tazier. Number 6, Aaron Young. Number 7, Cindy Goulet.
There is the Canadian lineup. And interestingly enough, see number 13, Katie Dandeneau, who had the triple-double in the opening game against Great Britain, will be coming off the bench in this one. She won't be in the starting 5. Interesting strategy by Canadian head coach Marc-Antoine Ducharme.
Number 15, Melanie Horton, our head coach.
Another key player will be Rosalie Lalonde. And there's Cindy Wallet, the captain. Number 7, right beside her, Aaron Young.
The national anthems of Japan and Canada.
続いて日本、カナダ両国の国歌演奏を行います。
And a big whoop let out by Katie Dandino, the 31-year-old from Pender Island, British Columbia, who really has only found this game in the last 5 or 6 years. Former university-level basketball player. A series of injuries stopped her, and eventually, through the influence of a well-known and very successful Canadian coach, Tim Frick, she found her way to wheelchair basketball, and she is I was going to say on the verge of stardom, but she may well have hit there already. And the officials in our game today: referee Shu Fei Tsai from Chinese Taipei, and the two umpires, Ben Wood from Great Britain and Hector Carmona from Spain. And behind them, the commissioner, Nathalie Van Moers. So the Japanese team, as we mentioned, with that impressive win over Australia on day one, and then just to make sure everyone knew that that was no fluke, followed it up with an impressive win over Great Britain. And that's that Great Britain team that came in here as silver medalists at the World Championships. So big win for Japan. They've obviously prepared very well. Japan's captain, Fuji Ikumi, had a big game. She scored 14, had 10 rebounds, with a double-double, 5 assists, and a couple of steals as well. Canada, meanwhile, their offense really caught fire. There you see the starting lineup. And the numbers, of course, beside the classification numbers can add up to 14 and no higher. And the point system is to maintain a level playing field. So classification numbers go from 1 to 4.5 and correlate to the level of disability or impairment. So the more involved disability will have a smaller number, and the less involved, a greater number. Greater numbers, the 4.5s, the 4s, can typically sit much higher up in their chair and control their chairs. So you can't have 5 of them on at the same time, and thus the rule. So it's very important to have strong players. You see Tamara Steeves and Melanie Houghton, the low number players on Canada. They're very strong players. Houghton particularly known for her speed, and Steeves an all-around player, and do many things to provide opportunities for their teammates. So Erin Young, key player for this team for Canada, playing in her second Paralympic Games. She had 12 points in the opener against Great Britain. And that is Marc-Antoine Ducharme, head coach for Canada.
Number 10. Number 12. Number 15.
Each team playing 4 games in the preliminary round. So this will already be Japan's 3rd game of the tournament. They'll only have 1 left before they prepare for the quarterfinals, and they put themselves in great shape. Canada is going to try to do the same. Their next game will be against Germany and then Australia. These are Group A games. And we get set to go. Erin Young, Cindy Willett, Melanie Houghton, Tamara Steeves, and Rosalie Lalonde on the floor for Canada. And Japan's starting 5 includes number 15, Amamoto, who will take the opening tip. The captain, Fuji Ikumi. Canada gets that opening tip. Hagino is on the floor as well. Yanegamoto. And Canada starts on offense. Willett makes her way into the paint, takes the pass from Young, and the opening basket belongs to Canada. Canadians pressing now, trying to keep Japan inside its own timeline, but they get past. Gotta get past the center stripe in 8 seconds, just like in the basketball that was seen here at the Olympic Games a few weeks ago. Here's an attempt for Yamamoto from range, misses. Easy rebound for Young. Canada's got 4-on-4 situation now with Melanie Houghton blocking out one of the Japanese players, Hagino. Young, the pass to Ouellette. Underneath for Lalonde. That misses. And now one of the Japanese players is down and trying to get back into the play. So here they come on offense, short-handed. And the miss on the shot, and Ouellette returns it for Canada. Cindy Ouellette, veteran of this Canadian team, playing in her 4th Paralympic Games. She also hopes to compete in Beijing in the Paralympic Winter Games. Ouellette puts up the shot. Rebound gathered in by Japan. And almost a steal by Lalonde, but here comes Japan. Their opening basket is Fuji Ikumi, the captain. She had 14 points against Great Britain. And the double-doubles, so no surprise to see her get on the board. Erin Young surveys the scene. She likes the shot and can't get it to drop, though. Fuji works it in for Yamamoto. Hagino tosses it under for Yamamoto for Fuji, and just off the mark. Ouellette now for Canada. Didn't play a lot of minutes in the opening game, just 13 against Great Britain. Here's Lalonde, here's Ouellette, and the basket will not count. Player down on the floor, and that's Tamara Steeves. She's okay, I don't think there's a foul. So Canada's going to inbound the ball with Melanie Houghton. Well, if you were in Canada in the summer of 2015, especially if you were in Toronto, you would have seen Melanie Houghton all over on the subway posters and all around the city. She was a key promoter of the Para-Pan Am Games and the Pan Am Games. Erin Young, rather. And back comes Japan. Hagino. And we got a foul call here. Erin Young taking the foul, her first. 2-2 tie, early stages of the opening quarter of this game. Fuji spinning, trying to get away from Ouellette. Gets the pass in. And Yanagisamoto tried to give it back to her. Whose chair did it go off? The officials say it went off a Canadian chair. Chair, an extension of your body in a sense. Yamamoto works it now inside. And Yanagisamoto was there, but just couldn't finish. Erin Young wheeling her way out of her own end. Works it in for Ouellette. She's got time and space, and she hits it. Cindy Ouellette has both baskets for Canada so far in the early stages of this one. Yamamoto. Fuji. Being hounded by Lalonde. Now Ouellette picks up the defense. Erin Young picks it up. And that's a shot clock violation. So there was just nothing there for Japan. Canada takes over on possession, leading 4-2. Rosalie Lalonde in her 2nd Paralympic Games, 24-year-old from Montreal. Cindy Ouellette slings it all the way across for Young. Underneath for Steeves, off the window and in. Nicely set up play by the Canadians. The old pick and roll. Yamamoto. Canada pushing that defense out as much as they can, and this is going to continue to be Japanese possession. They've got 6 seconds to work on the shot clock. Hagino. Fuji. Rebounded by Ouellet. In for Young. Certainly has the ability to shoot from range if she needs to. Instead, she works it inside for Lalonde, who draws the foul and will head to the line.
Foul number 4, Yamamoto Amane. First personal foul, 2 shots, Canada.
ファウルは日本柳本、ボディファウル1つ目です。
Canadians coming in as a 64% free throw shooting team. Rosalie Lalonde always has that look. No matter how spectacular, always feels like she could be doing a little bit better. And maybe that's a good attitude for athletes. It's interesting. Yamamoto back down, scores for Japan. And so they get one back. Well, they get 2 back, but they climb to within 3. Cindy Ouellet, one of several Canadians who have had a lot of education, a lot of that through scholarships, through sport. Shot missed on the Canadian side, so back comes Japan. Yamamoto, Hagino, and the shot from Amimoto won't go. Here's Lalonde. There's Ouellet. There's the layup. 5-point lead for Canada. And remember, Katie Dandeneau, who had the triple-double, is on the bench just resting in case she's needed. I'm sure there'll be a time to bring her in. Foul call here against Canada. Tamara Steeves' first personal foul, looks like. Less than 7 on the shot clock. Japan tries to work it free. Fuji and Ouellet is going to be called in the foul. She doesn't love it. The officials now have a discussion about it. And let's see, will there be a confirmation or a reversal? Yeah, they are going to reverse it and give the foul to Yamamoto instead.
Second personal foul.
So that's a second already for Yamamoto, and we're just over 6 minutes into the opening quarter. Rosie Lalonde leading the charge for Canada. One of the ball handlers giving it to Erin Young, works it underneath for Ouellet. And back come Japan. Yamamoto into the lane. Hagino, short. Hustle by Houghton to get the rebound. It eventually finds Lalonde. Rosalie Lalonde in for Melanie Houghton. She dishes back to Ouellet. Kicks it back for Young. Almost knocked out of her hands by Hagino. 4 on the shot clock. It's short from Ouellet. And Japan back on offense. Yamamoto. Guarded by Young, much taller player. And now Ouellet picks up the defense. And a steal by Canada. That was a team steal in a way. They put so much pressure on Japan, there was nowhere to go. Here's Young weaving in, off the window, dropping in. And a timeout call. 11-4 the lead for Canada, and Japan wants to talk about it. Great job there by Aaron Young. Chair skills have to be combined with basketball savvy, and obviously that's what you're seeing. Lots of communication as well, seeing it on particularly the Canadian huddle. Japan's head coach Iwase Yoshiaki with his message to his players. Remember, they've started the tournament with 2 wins. They've come on strong in those games, particularly in the Australia game, and then had a brilliant second and third quarter against Great Britain. Got outscored in the fourth, but they built up enough of a lead to hold on. The team foul category, you see that bottom left, 2 each, so no one is in the bonus yet. Number 12, Fuji, had that double-double against Great Britain. She's 38, she's been on the team for quite a while. Her husband, Shingo Fuji, is a 4-time Paralympian in wheelchair basketball, so it's certainly a family affair. And back underway. Under 2.5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Canada leading 11-4. Amemoto thinks about the three-pointer. Still weaving her way in. Across for Hagino. Puts up the shot. It won't drop. One thing we should note is that Japan's bench has been very strong throughout the tournament. 47 points scored in the first 2 games. And they have that opportunity if they need to go to the bench. Cindy Wallet works the pass in for a wide open Tamara Steeves, and she does it again off the glass and in. Aaron Young with the good defense here on Amemoto, keeping her to the outside. And now she does find her way to the inside. Oh, that looked good. She just couldn't quite finish. Amemoto Mary, 3 times an all-star at the Japanese Nationals. Just couldn't finish, so the Canadian lead could grow to more than 10 here. Wallet, Steeves, Young, long 2-pointer. But Wallet gets the rebound. Canada gets a new 14-second shot clock. Lalonde taking the pass, looking for somewhere to go, finds Wallet. She'll take the 2-pointer. It's short. And Japan's got a break and a chance. And a basket for Yanigamoto Amane. She was named to the All-Star 5 at Japan's national, in fact, at the Asia Oceania Championships, an even bigger honor back in 2019 was the tournament that qualified most of the countries for these games. However, Japan, of course, as the host nation, was qualified. And it goes for Steeves, and this time it just won't drop. And Canada with the press again, but Japan breaks it. And the 2-pointer is good for Shimizu. Just as the buzzer sounded, the basket was hit. So the lead is cut to 13-8 after 1 quarter of play at the Ariake Arena. Lots to talk about for both teams, no doubt. Scouting reports, as you see, it looks like some players are getting ready to come in. Lanes looks like she's ready to come into the game. And there's the stats. Canadians shooting 33% from the field. Canadians getting players into the paint and getting those passes in. The captain for Japan, Fuji. And there's the captain for Canada, Ouellette. So it's so important to have different ways to score. You want to be able to get in to the paint and score under the basket. You want to be able to score from range. If you have some three-point threats, even better. We begin the second quarter. Canada leading 13-8 on the host nation, Japan. And Canadians trying to push their offense out here. Or their defense out, rather. Force Japan's offense out. Hagino. She's from Sendai. Works it in for Kitara. So the Canadians do have Tara Lanes and Katie Dandeneau into the game. Here comes Dandeneau, her first touch of the ball. She's going to think about three. She's going to one-hand the pass over. We've got a Japanese player behind the play, so Canada's got an odd woman opportunity. Dandeneau just drops in. It just hung up there on the rim. Kitara. As we mentioned, Japan has been strong coming off the bench. And they work the pass in for Yamamoto, but under all kinds of pressure under the basket. Dandeneau fights off the press. Takes the three, and it's a little short, but Canada retains possession. Dandeneau takes it towards the baseline, looking. She's got the mismatch. Not dropping yet. 7-point lead, Canada. Yamamoto Mari. Hagino. Yamamoto. Hagino. No. Look good. Early stages, second quarter, 15-8. Canadians leading. The captain, Cindy Ouellette, with the ball. You can just see her surveying the situation. Most point guards, their thought first is a pass, but it's good to have the option if you're a good shooter. And Ouellette's a good shooter, and that time it bounces out. Back comes Japan, Kitara. And the pass was intended, it did reach Yamamoto. Dandeneau picks up the foul, though. There first. Japan's going to inbound the ball. Yamamoto, and this is going to go off Japan. Cindy Ouellette was part of the Canadian team. She inbounds to Dandeneau. She was part of the Canadian team that won gold at the World Championships back in 2014. Dandeneau for three. She's got it from downtown Tokyo. Yamamoto. And Dandeneau back for Canada. Leads a charge of 4 Canadian players. So we've got a traveling call here on Dandeneau. Just a little bobble as she twisted in her chair, and the officials didn't like that. Coming into the game for Japan is Zaima Izumi.
Substitution for Japan, number 2, Zaima Izumi comes in.
日本選手の交代です。2番ザイマ泉が入ります。
So she replaces Hagino. And we got a call here. A second foul already for Katie Dandino.
カナダ13番ランドの個人ファウル2つ目、チームファウル2つ目です。
So no movement from the Canadian bench yet. Aaron Young would be on standby if needed. Sometimes they're on the floor together. That needs some crafty classification work. Back come the Canadians, or at least different kind of classification set up. Here's Wallet. So coaches always have plans for different lineups. Using the point system, making sure it's 14 or under, and getting different sizes, different players with different skill sets. And they've got it all figured out. Hitada, she's got time from the free throw line. No, rebounded though by Japan. And they're gonna call an offensive foul here on Yamamoto. And you can see Tara Lanes saying, I didn't do that. And in this case, the official agreed. Dandino, Ouellette. In for Lalonde. Puts it in. She was kind of expecting the pass, kind of not, but she did well to grab it and then take advantage of the break. Yamamoto weaving her way into the lane. Under pressure, so she dishes off. Agino. Yamamoto. So Canada is keeping Japan to poorer shot selection than they might want. Canadians only have 4 players on offense because one is down. Dandino. Ouellette. And it is Tara Lanes who's down on the play right now. Now the whistle will blow, and she'll get help getting back up again. So what happens if the players fall? It's almost never an injury. They'll tell you that. It's just sometimes you're strapped into the chair, and the way the impairment, the disability, however you want to describe it is, it doesn't allow some of the players to get back up again. So sometimes it's an advantage for the opposition for a few seconds. There's the shot by Kitado. Kitama, and she hits it. Kitada, beg your pardon. Kitada Chihiro. And a steal by Japan. Loose ball right at the center line, and it's scooped up by Cindy Ouellette. What a play. Came in to save the day. There's a big smile on her face as well. Dishes off for Lalonde. She's got room. She puts it in. The lead is 22-10 now for Canada. These are two countries that will get together sometimes and play each other. One will go to Japan will come to Canada, or Canada will come to Japan, pre-COVID times, of course, and get together for training camps and play each other for several games over several days, and just to help each other's programs develop. Timeout call. Japan trailing now by 14 points. Katie Dandino playing with a couple of fouls already, so that may affect the way she plays a little bit, but the fact that her team is already out by 14 is significant. Japan wants to talk about this. The other thing that makes Japan's results so impressive is that they did not qualify for the Rio Paralympic Games, did not qualify for the London Paralympic Games, and did not qualify for the last World Championships. So they have put together a team at home that is showing that they're in the mix for quarterfinals, and then once you get there, then who knows? But significant improvements from those results.
Please welcome both teams back on to the floor.
Hagino has been one of the key players for Japan. Aaron Young back into the game now for Canada. Busan Lei is in the game as well. Zaima. Amimoto. Push to the outside. She'll shoot from there. Short. Young the rebound. Sends it ahead for Dandino. Really good hustle by Yanigamoto. But Dandino's got the size mismatch. Can't get it to drop. And good play by Japan defending there. Amamoto. Kidara. And Canada defending. And you can hear Katie Dandino yelling, "Juice," because that is the nickname of Aaron Young, who takes the pass and drops it in. And another steal by Canada. This time it's Elodie Tessier who's into the game. And we've got a foul call on Japan and Hagino. And that's her first personal. Second team foul for Japan. 2:53 remaining in the second quarter. 16-point lead for Canada. Substitutions now in for Japan. Tushida Mayumi is in. Yasuo Emi. And the long shot from Aaron Young hits on the three-pointer, and it's a 19-point lead. Tushida. In her first Paralympic Games for Fuji. Dandino with that height advantage just all over her. Shot clock winding down. Did she get it up in time? She did, but it misses. Japan rebounding. And we've got the foul call. So the foul on Elodie Tessier. But boy, that's a good play by Japan. Getting the shot off on time. It doesn't drop, but getting the rebound and drawing the foul. And now they've got a new 14-second shot clock to work with. Here's Fuji. Yoshida. Hagino. And easily taken away from the size advantage from Dandino. Tessier. Young. Takes her time, weaves into the lane, puts it up. Won't drop. Dandino rebound. That won't drop. Young rebound. That'll finally drop. And it's 31-10 Canada. They are rolling. Japan going to the bench, trying to find something different to change the tide. Fuji, the 38-year-old veteran. She's got time and space. Hits straight from the free throw line, and that's worth two. Dandenault. Tessier. Young. Dandenault. And we've got 3 in the key, so the 3-second violation called against Canada's Tara Lanes. Tara Lanes from North Vancouver. She owns her own business selling adaptive mountain bikes. She was a former professional mountain biker and BMX racer. How her injury happened, in fact. And she names Marnie Abbott-Peter and Richard Peter and Joe Higgins as her heroes and influences in the wheelchair basketball game. More well-known names in the wheelchair basketball Canada lore. Tushida puts it up, puts it in. Nice shot by Tushida Mayumi, the 44-year-old from Yashio, who spent some time training with the Dutch national team back in 2018. That she asked them that a couple years before, finally got an answer, and wanted to just see how they trained and how they became such a force in women's wheelchair basketball. Canadians pressing again. Tushida lobs it ahead. It's going to be stolen, though. Picked up by Young. And we've got a foul call here against Japan's Odajima Ri. So Aaron Young to inbound for Dandenault. Back to Young. Puts it up. 3 won't drop, but Tessier gets the rebound just as the first half comes to an end. An impressive first half, particularly second quarter for Canada, outscoring Japan 18-6 in the quarter and now leading 31-14 at halftime here in Tokyo. Canadians shooting 40% from the field, a little under their average in the opening game. Japan, though, just 24% on 7 of 29 shots. So Canadian coach Marc-Antoine Ducharme has to be happy with his team. See on the left of the screen, Tamara Steeves, and she's had a couple of baskets in this one. Canada spreading the scoring around. Cindy Ouellette has picked up 6 points. And for Japan, Fuji, 6 points to lead their offensive output. Both teams' captains, Ouellette and Fuji. Dandenault rested the opening quarter, came in for the second, and has thus far scored 5 points. Picked up 5 rebounds as well. And that was the long pass from Dandenault to Young, to the backboard, to the bucket. And there you see those numbers, 40% from the field. Defensive rebounding edge for Canada. And all in all, it's a 31-14 lead for Canada over Japan at halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had some amazing action throughout the Paralympics so far. Let's check out our medal tally.
さあそれではこの時間は昨日までのメダル獲得数をチェックしていきましょう。
People's Republic of China has 8 gold medals. Great Britain, 6 gold medals. The Russian Paralympic Committee with 6 gold medals, and Australia in 4th with 6 gold medals also.
現在このようなメダル獲得数になっています。中国が8個、英国6個の金メダル、さらに RPC ロシアオリンピック委員会も6個の金メダルを獲得しています。
It looks very good on that first page, and of course the United States of America, they have 2 golds, Belarus has 2, Ukraine also has 1, and Brazil and all these guys rounding out the medal tally.
さらに見ていただくとウクライナが全てで9つのメダル、さらにブラジルも8つのメダルを獲得しています。
Let's throw to some of the highlights from yesterday's Paralympics.
さあそれでは昨日のハイライトをご覧いただきます。 さ
Just over a minute away from second half action at the Ariake Arena in this Group A match between Japan and Canada. Canadians with a 31-14 lead. And there's the 5 that will start for Japan. We just saw the 5 that will start for Canada. Japan will look to have the kind of third quarter they had against Great Britain, where they stymied Great Britain's offense, and they poured in the points. They outscored Great Britain 16-8. Free throw shooting has not been a factor in this game. Only 2 shots so far from the free throw line. Rosalie Lalonde from Canada sunk one of the 2, so that's very insignificant. See if the second half is different. So here we go, second half action. Team Canada, Team Japan. Canadians leading by 31-14 score. It's Katie Dandeneau. Works it in for Cindy Ouellette. Puts it up, puts it in from the left wing. And the exact kind of start that Japan was hoping to avoid. But they're going to get their offense going now. They're going to try with Amamoto Mari. Fuji. Yanagisamoto. And I missed the call there, but it's definitely going to be Japan ball. Agino inbounding. Amamoto thinking about the 3, instead dishes off for Fuji. And shot clock just running out on Japan's offense. Cindy Ouellette inbounding for Rosalie Lalonde, both with background at the University of Alabama. And that long shot rattles out. Agino now under pressure from Ouellette. Fuji inside. Yamamoto draws the foul and will go to the line. And I'm sure that's part of the strategy. Be more aggressive going to the basket for Japan.
Number 11, first personal foul.
Tara Lane's picking up the foul. And utter silence here at the Ariake Arena. All the Japanese players, though, arm in arm on the bench. Amamoto, yes, this one will fall. So Dandeneau puts it up and puts it in. That was just after Yanagisamoto picked up her 3rd personal foul already for Japan. Fuji. Underneath for Amamoto. And an offensive foul here is called on Amamoto.
Number 88,
Odajima coming into the game now for Japan in place of Yanagisamoto after 3 fouls. Here's Dandeneau under the basket. No mistake. Katie Dandeneau And she's got 9 points. Canadian cry for defense, and they're trying to block them out. Fuji. And that reach of Dandino just to get to that ball. Wallet playing a key role for Canada in this game. Nice little pass underneath for Lalonde. And the assist from Dandino. And just a well-constructed play with Wallet to Dandino, had to reach and then made the pass. And here comes Odajima. Nicely done for Japan. Tara Lanes. Dandino. Both of those players come from Canada's West Coast, British Columbia. There's Cindy Wallet, the native of Rivière-du-Loup.
Substitution for Japan.
So the Canadian lead, 41-17, 3 minutes into the second half. Looking to improve to 2-0, a long way from that yet, but comfortably out front. Marc-Antoine Ducharme's team looking good so far to begin this Tokyo tournament. Kitada. Odajima. And the reaching in foul called on Odajima, or at least on Kitada. So Kitada trying to make the kind of impact that a lot of people know she can. MVP of the All Japan Championships 4 times, but so far has been held fairly well in check. Here's Katie Dandino. That's short, rebounded by Japan, and here is Kitada. Drops it off for Hagino. Japan having trouble setting up any kind of screens. Here's Kitada. Maybe now she's got enough of a screen, and she hits it. So the 32-year-old who had 16 points against Great Britain. And that's just her 4th here. There's a long shot by Canada, misses. Wallet thinks about another. Instead passes to Dandino, has the size mismatch, but it goes across to Wallet, puts it up, it's short. And here comes Japan. Tushida all alone, off the window and in. Good transition attack for Japan, making no mistake of the opportunity. But the Canadian lead is still 20 points. Wallet, Dandino. Lanes. Wallet. Up. Bounces out. Dandino scoops up the loose ball. And then fires. Nothing but net. And give Dandino 11 points. Canadians are making life difficult for Japan. And we've got an offensive foul called against Japan, and Kitada did not like that call at all.
Kitada Chihiro, second personal foul.
You just hear the communication of the players on the benches. One of the days here we had some school kids in attendance, a little extra noise in the house. They're all spread out, socially distanced around the stadium. The stadium will eventually hold 15,000. It's an absolutely beautiful building as we see Canada hit another basket and give number 13 now 13 points, Katie Dandino. So Cindy Wallet is back picked out of this right now, but 4-on-4, and Japan takes advantage.
日本18番北田千尋
Kitada Chihiro. But Canada getting ready to pretty much make a full-scale change here in a few minutes. And here come the substitutions.
Number 6, Aaron Young, checks in. Number 5.
And if this was ice hockey, this would be a full line change.
And joining them, number 10, Huisan Ray.
So it is, in fact, all 5 players changing for Canada. Elodie Tessier is in, Aaron Young is in, Danielle Duplessis is in, her first Paralympic action, and Tamara Steeves is back in the game, as well as Pusan Lee. Here comes Japan's Kitada Chihiro. Odajima, no. Rebounded by Young. Duplessis. Underneath for Steeves, whose hands did it go off last? Steeves' hands, says the official. 45-23. Under 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Canada leading. Japan 2-0 coming into this game after wins over Australia and Great Britain. Canada also beating Great Britain. And of course, a bit of a surprise that Great Britain has begun the tournament 0-2. They were the silver medalists from the last World Championships and 4th at the last Paralympic Games.
Offensive foul, Japan's number 7, Tuchija Maumi, first personal foul.
オフェンスファウルがありました日本7番の土田
Substitutions for Japan, number 4,
Yanagamoto coming in.
and number 15.
For Japan, Amimoto coming back into the game.
日本選手と交代です
For head coach Iwasi Yoshiaki, his assistants are Tachibana Kayori and Yamasaki Sayaka.
Offensive foul.
An offensive foul called on Canada's Danielle Duplessis.
カナダにオフェンスファウルがありました9番のディプシエ個人ファウルは1つ目です
She comes from Fredericton, New Brunswick, does Duplessis. First Paralympic Games for the 24-year-old. Pace is really slowed down here. Amamoto inside. Kitada rims out and scooped up by Aaron Young. Weaves her way into the key. Nice little dish inside, and the shot from Duplessis won't fall. And back comes Japan. It's Hagino. No. Rebound. No. So Japan getting the opportunities and can't get it to drop. Tessier. Duplessis. Steeves up. And in. Tamara Steeves is just excellent on those layups. And the assist to Duplessis. So that was Kitada. She's got 8 points. Steeves, Young. In for Steeves. And Tamara Steeves has got it going on. 8 points for number 8. Aaron Young weaving her way into the offensive court. Tessier, Duplessis, Young, shot clock winding down, And it got off on time. Rebounded, though, by Japan. And the shot is up. And the rebound is, well, it's on the floor. And it's going to be the jump. And it'll be Japan ball. They have the possession arrow. Kitara rattles in and out. And this is going to be a foul on Japan. And it is Hagino.
Two shots to count for Canada.
So they're in the bonus, so they're going to get a chance to shoot here. Canadian lead already, 49-25, final half minute of the third quarter. Aaron Young to shoot from St. Albert, Alberta, just outside of Edmonton. And the official wants to make sure the players aren't rolling into the key before the shot. And didn't matter because Young sinks it. And it's an 11-point game for Aaron Young. Yanamoto rather. And Canadians under pressure here. Get it ahead to Tessier. In for Giannis. And seconds winding down, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, the Canadians well out front here, 51-25 on Team Japan. Canada improving to 44%, and actually Japan improving to 27% from the field as well. Katie Dandino continuing to make an impression on this game, as is Cindy Ouellette. Both teams using their bench. Canada, I believe, has used every player again in this game. And that's the way, if you can do it, that's what you want to do, and get everyone involved in the game. All but one player on the Canadian roster has appeared in the game. And for Japan, they've used all but 2 of their players. You never know when you need that player later in the tournament. You want them to be not all of a sudden playing their first minutes when there's maybe a medal or a position in a medal game on the line. This little pass there from Young, and Tamara Steeves has had a really nice game for Canada, 8 points. So Canadians out scoring Japan in each of the quarters, 13-8, 18-6, and 20-11. And back in action now for the third quarter at the Ariake Arena. Japanese team in red and black, the Canadian team in white and red. Aaron Young, her second Paralympic Games, goes for the 3, misses. Giannis rebounding, gives it to Dandino. Works it in for Young, little bobble, and it rattles out. Fuji uses the glass, but it won't fall. Rebound, and foul call on Elodie Tessier.
Japan ball.
And that's the third foul on Tessier. Japan working the ball in for Fuji. And the miss, it'll be Team Canada ball, heading on offense. Early stages, fourth quarter, in the driver's seat in this Group A match. The other teams in Group A are Great Britain, Germany, Australia. And there's the shot. 10 teams, by the way, in the women's tournament, so 5 in each group. And Canada extending that with a three-pointer from Dandenot and give her 16 points in the game. Odejama, and that one almost stuck up there. So both players, the big 4.5s are in the game for Canada, Young and Dandenot. Giannis, and just out of the reach of Dandenot. Trying to find the tall player in the key. Yasuo into the game for Japan. Number 22 gives it to Fuji. And she feeds it in for Zaima. She had a path to the basket. And here comes Young. Canadians have back-picked out one of the Japanese players. Here's Young on the offense and puts it off the glass and in. And Aaron Young has got a 13-point game going, along with 5 assists. Canadians have spread out the offense. Kitara, no rebound. Dandenot picks it up. And she's encroaching on a double-double with 16 points and 8 rebounds. There's the shot, and there's the bucket. Katie Dandenot hits another 3 to give her 19. Odajima, yes! Odajima, the 32-year-old veteran of the Japanese team. You know, she says when she was younger, she suffered from an eating disorder, but her involvement in sport has made a big difference in helping her to overcome that. It's good to hear athletes talking about things that have affected them, ways that they have struggled, and how they have dealt with things. Kitara, Fuji, yes. So Japan with a little bit of some efficiency here and some couple of buckets. But the score still comfortably for Canada, 59-29. Yasuo. Fuji. Odejima. Kitara. Fuji. Odejima. Fuji. Love the passing here by Japan. Puts it up short, gets her own rebound. New clock. Hits it. Nicely done. Fuji. And timeout call by Canada. With Japan on a little bit of a run here. And obviously, the Canadian coaches, led by Marc-Antoine Ducharme, want to nip it in the bud if possible. Still see that comfortable lead. 28 points in the fourth quarter is very comfortable, but you don't want to get into bad habits. Canada's next game will be against Germany. Japan's next game and their final game of the tournament will be against Germany as well. German team with star players like Mareike Miller. All right, here we go. Tessier, Dandenault. Canadians on offense. Young. Giannis. Up and in for Tara Giannis. And the ball rattles out on Fuji's attempt. Otherwise, they had a kind of a back and forth with Canada. The scoring has been 10-6 Canada here in the fourth quarter so far. Katie Dandenault trying to spin away from Zyma. Pass across for Young, and an offensive foul is called here against Canada. Giannis. Katie Dandenault, always the subject of other teams' defensive strategies, no doubt, but she has persevered again today along with the rest of her teammates, and the Canadians have really spread the scoring around well. Dandenault. Tessier, Giannis, and off her hands and out.
Substitution for Japan.
So the way Canada's roster is on the lineup on the floor right now, you've got the two 4.5 players, Young and Dandenault, and then you've got Melanie Houghton, who's a 1-pointer. Tara Giannis, who's a 1.5. Sorry, Houghton is also a 1.5. And then Elodie Tessier, who's a 2.5. So if you do the math quickly in your head, you'll come up with 14 points. Hagino takes and gives and gets it back and sends a pass across. Dandenault got a hand on it, but then it goes out. It'll be Japan ball with 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Japan ball.
And Hagino inbounding to Shushida. Hagino, 3 on the shot clock, and it's going to run out, but in fact, Canada's going to grab the ball anyway. Here comes Erin Young. And using her speed and then trying to cut into the lane, but getting fouled. And Canada's going to do some swapping again. And we're going to have at least 4 players coming into the game. And the referee is saying, just wait a moment, not yet. And they're going to review what happened on that called foul that Erin Young just drew. So the officials have the benefit of video technology. They can use it. And they want to make sure that what they're seeing is what they thought they saw. Was the Japanese player in a defensive position? Did she, or was she moving, and did she take the foul, in fact? So obviously there's a bit of a discussion on the floor about that. So less than 5 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Canada comfortably out front by 30 points here, but they still want to get these calls right. And the referee, Shu-Fei Xiai, along with Ben Wood, wanting to make sure that they've got this set and straight. And it is what they thought it was. So now that they've called the foul and confirmed it, now the substitutions will come in for Canada. So a little bit of confusion there, but we're all set. Lalonde back into the game.
Number 8, Tulare Steve. Number 12, Sandrine.
Steves, Ouellette.
カナダ選手の交代です。4番のラロンド、7番のフーレ、
Sandrine Berube making her debut at the Paralympic Games. Number 12 for Canada. Here's Ouellette. And now Lalonde. And Japan trying to get it across the timeline, and Ouellette thought she might have a hand on it, did get a hand on it. Here comes Japan. Hagino can't get the drop. And Cindy Ouellette, the Canadian captain, pushes it ahead to Berube. And watch how quickly Ouellette pops right back on her wheels.
Fuji Ikudu.
日本のファウルです。12番の藤井。
Fuji
個人ファウル1つ目です。
taking the foul for Japan. Here's Lalonde. Berube. Lalonde, Ouellette. All the way across for Berube. Inside for Poisson Lai. Now it comes back to Berube. And that close to getting her first Paralympic basket. Fuji rather. And we've got a call against, well, what it was is the timeline violation. You got to get across the center line in 8 seconds. Japan couldn't do it because of the press of Canada. So good on the Canadians. That's all about aggressiveness and chair skills, and they pull it off. And so it'll be Canada ball.
日本選手の交代です。14番の清水千波、18番の北崎宏。
Berube takes the pass from Ouellette. Gives it to Steves. Ouellette. Lalonde. They're going to let her shoot, so she's going to shoot. And it rattles out, but rebounded by Lai. In for Lalonde, and that had a chance.
Also coming in for time.
And hustling back on defense is Ouellette, picks up the ball. And now it's Japan trying to press the Canadians, but Ouellette finds Lalonde, who finds Ouellette. In for Lai. Steves, 4 on the shot clock. Inside for Lalonde, dishes off Berube, and it won't fall in. Hitara. Agino, short. She gets her own rebound. Tushida. Up and in for Tushida, Mayumi. She's the athlete who spent time training with the Dutch national team. It's Ouellette, they leave her alone, so she takes the shot, it's short. Rebounded by Kitara. Tushida. Team Japan trying to get some positive energy going here to end this one. And foul call against Canada. It's against Rosalie Lalonde.
First personal foul.
Rosalie Lalonde in her collegiate career was named an all-tournament player at the championship in, well, this past season. And nicely done by Ouellette, weaving in and out to get the ball to the mid-court line, gives to Berube, back to Ouellette. She's got room, tries a little dish underneath for Lalonde. She was all tied up with Hagino, thought there was a foul, and none called. We're down to just over 90 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Team Canada will improve to 2-0 in the tournament. Japan's record will fall to 2-1. Gotta finish this one out, of course. Toshida. Trying to shake off the aggressiveness of Lai. And the foul called. And it is on Sandrine Berube. So we're down to 1:13 to go here. Again, Japan trying to finish this game with some positive energy, maybe score the final bunch of points that might be in their minds, knowing that Germany is next up. Interestingly enough, Germany feeling the same way. They are getting ready for their next game, and their next two games will be against these two teams. Berube takes Canada on offense, gives to Steeves. Dishes for Wallet. Less than 10 on the shot clock. In for Steeves. She's got time and space. Got a chance for 10. Canadians are gonna get the ball back here. And Lalonde will inbound for the Canadians. For Berube. Wallet. Lalonde. Berube. Oh, it's stolen by Kitata. And Berube almost got a hand in there. There's Kitata's shot, intercept, or at least misses, and the rebound picked up. And we've got a Japanese player down. And Hagino fights to get herself righted. Hagino, a solid player for Team Japan. Named an All-Star 5 at the Under-25 World Championships back in 2015. So number 10 for Japan, Hagino, is definitely a go-to player for them. Wallet. Berube, they really want to get Sandrine Berube her first bucket, and it won't drop. Final seconds now. Maybe one last flurry for Japan. Hagino, Kitata puts up the three, and it won't fall. So Team Canada with a 61-35 win over Japan to improve to 2-0 here in the Tokyo tournament. And Japan's record drops to 2-1. Canadians really spreading around the offense in this one. And getting a 19-point game from Katie Dandino, a 13-point game from Erin Young, and Cindy Willett did end up with a 10-point game and a double-double with 10 rebounds. So a good game for the Canadian captain. And an all-around good effort for Marc-Antoine Ducharme's team as Canada comes to Tokyo, improving now to 2-0, beating the host team here at the Ariake Arena. And the stats back it up, 40% from the field for the winning team. Free throws, not much of a factor in this one. And there you see the standings. Technically, at 2-0, you would think Canada would be on top of the group. Certainly a strong effort by the Canadians, start to finish. They outscore Japan in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. The teams traded baskets in the fourth. It was a 10-10 saw-off. But when all was said and done, 61 for Canada, 35 for Japan, as both teams are well into their wheelchair basketball tournament here in Tokyo.
Can you relate to a sister tough enough to make you holler and scream?
Hey, yo, let me take it from here, queen. Excuse me, but I think I'm about to get into precisely what I am about to do. I'm conversating to the folks who have no whatsoever clue. So listen very carefully as I break it down for you. Very, 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 I'm happy overjoyed. Please, with all the beats around, my sisters have employed. Slickers who's throwing down the sound totally a yes. Let me state the position. Ladies first, yes?
Yes.
Believe me when I say being a woman is great to see. I know that all the fellas out there will agree with me. Not for being one, but for being with one. Cause when it's not for loving, it's the woman that gets sworn, stepping, strutting, moving, born, bombing, cutting, but not forgiving. We are the ones to give birth to the new generation of prophets, cause it's late.
I'll break into a lyrical freestyle. Grab the mic, look at the crowd and see smiles. Cause they see a woman standing up on her own too. Sloppy, sloppy, something I won't do. Something that we can't flow. Stereotypes, they got to go. All of mess around and flip the scene into reverse.
With what?
With a little touch of ladies first. Throughout the universe, a female rapper with a message to send. The Queen Latifah is a perfect specimen.
My sister, can I get some?
Sure, Moni Love, grab the mic and get dumb.
Yo, praise me not for being simply what I am. Born in L.O. in town American, you dig exactly where I'm coming from. You want righteous rhyming, I'ma give you some. To enable you to age yourself and get paid on the material that has no meaning or risk to play. Pay me every bit of your attention, like mother, like daughter. I would also like to mention, I wish for you to bring me to the rhythm of which is now systematically given. Desperately stressing on the daughter of a sister, who's the mother of a brother, who's the brother of another, plus one more. All four have a job to do, we do in a respect due to a mother who's the root of it, and next up is me, the M-O-N-I-E-L-O-V-E, and I'm first, cause I'm an L-A-D-I-E.
Contact and in fact, the style it gets harder. Cooling on the scene with my European partner. Laying down track after track, waiting for the climax. When I get there, that's a non-tax. The next man or the next woman, it doesn't make a difference. Keep the competition coming, and I'll recite the chapter in verse. The title of this recital is Ladies First.
From the underground rebels who sleep these swamps to sit VIP in a restaurant.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our two teams for the official warm-up. First, Algeria.
それでは両チーム選手の入場、まずはアルジェリアです。
And now welcome the Netherlands.
続いてオランダ選手の入場です。
Our second game also has some amazing talent in it, and we're going to talk about two of our key players.
さあそれではこの時間はアルジェリア、オランダ両チームのキープレーヤーを皆様にお伝えしていきましょう。
We're going to talk about Algeria's number 9, the captain, Jamila Hamdini.
まずはアルジェリア背番号9番のジャミラ・アムガニ選手です。
And they've already played one game. And she scored 13 points. They were African champions in 2016 and won the African Paralympic qualifiers to actually be here, where she was MVP and made the All-Star team. She's a great player and a great defender, and obviously a player to watch.
アルジェリアですけども、初戦は25対74で中国に敗戦をしてしまったんですけども、25トン中13得点がこのアムガニ選手です。2016年に行われたアフリカチャンピオンシップで優勝、さらに2020年アフリカでのこのパラリンピック予選では優勝し、さらに MVP オールスター5にも輝いています。
And for the Netherlands, number 9, Bo Kramer. She's also an amazing player. Now, they've played 2 games already. They've won 1, lost 1. She's averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds and 6 assists. She's doing it at both ends of the court. She's a great talent. She made her international debut in 2016. She scores, she rebounds. She's their team leader, and why we have her as our key player.
オランダですが、オランダ中国選手は9番のボン・クラマー選手です。一昨日のアメリカ戦では20得点、9リバウンド、7アシストの活躍。昨日の中国戦でも11得点、そして6リバウンド、2試合連続での2桁ポイントとなっています。国際試合には2016年にデビューしたばかりですが、素晴らしい選手です。
There's a lot of talent on this court, but that's just 2 of our key players for this next match.
さあ間もなくで試合開始になります。ぜひ今話をしていた2名の選手に注目をしてください。Enjoy the game!
Women's wheelchair basketball at the Ariake Arena. It's the Netherlands against Algeria. Third game of the tournament for the Netherlands. Second game of the tournament for Algeria. Began with an opening loss to China. Netherlands also a loss to China, but before that, a win over USA. The Dutch team on the right of your screen coming in as the reigning world champions. Won that title back in 2018, beating Great Britain in the gold medal game. And they have been recent Paralympic bronze medalists in Rio.
It's time to meet our two teams. First, Algeria.
And on the other side, Algeria, we'll see their team in just a moment. Winners of the African Championships to qualify.
No, Hadia, number 6.
One of the key numbers there is number 9, Kemgani. She was the most valuable player of the African Championships, the qualifying tournament, and an all-star at that tournament.
Number 11, Dahiba Samati.
Ahmad Tagichi, the head coach. His assistant, Youssef Pouri.
Zohar Selami, number 14. Norhan Bubla, and number 15. Seniha Abdali, head coach.
Algeria finished 10th at the Rio Paralympic Games in 2016, 12th at the 2018 World Championships. And they're in this tough Group B with China, Netherlands, Spain, and USA.
Please welcome the Netherlands.
The Dutch team, as we mentioned, the reigning world champions, reigning European champions.
Group number 2, Elsa Arch, number 4. Suha Bornhay.
Some of the key players there. Bo Kramer, number 9. Mariska Beyer, number 15. Yitzke Visser, number 6. And the captain, Karina de Roy, number 14. There's Cher Korver as well. She's been on this team for a 6. These are now her 6th Paralympic Games. There she is, number 11, Korver. And there is Mariska Beyer, 30-year-old Paralympic veteran.
The national anthem.
Let's listen in now for the national anthems of both nations.
アルジェリア、オランダ両国国歌演奏を行います。
So you've got the reigning world champions on the right from the Netherlands, and you've got the up-and-comers Algeria on the left. And the Dutch team is coached by Geert van der Linden, who began his career as a Paralympic swimmer back in 1980, was a medalist at the Games in Arnhem, and then represented the Netherlands in 5 straight Paralympic Games in wheelchair basketball. Here are your officials for the game. The referee from China, Ono. Umpires Gamaz and Piet from Croatia, and Costa Rica. Gamaz is from Costa Rica, and Page from Croatia. So the Dutch were surprised a little bit in their last game, losing to China. China coming in, and people knew they had a good team, no doubt about it. Netherlands coming to Tokyo with gold medal aspirations after winning the World Championships. They started well with the win, although a tight win over the US on day 1. Work awfully hard to get it. Then on day 2, saw the Dutch come up cold offensively against China, especially in the third quarter. Only didn't score any points in the third quarter, and that was a bit of a shocker, and eventually lost 45-38. But again, it's only group play. Top 4 teams from the group go through to the quarterfinals, and they're in good shape. They know that. One of the Dutch players, Bo Kramer, asked about that game and why the Netherlands offense was so poor. She said, we just didn't find each other the same as we found each other against the US. Don't know why, but it is a fact. We have to keep playing defense, and I think we did that because they only scored 45 points, which isn't much, but we scored 38, and that's way too low in the third quarter, 0 points. That's just not our game. She did want to confirm, though, that they thought they played well defensively, but the offense just wasn't what it has to be or needs to be. There is Geert van der Linden, well-known coach in wheelchair basketball circles, very successful. Has coached the Dutch men's team as well.
Number 12, now the Netherlands, number 2, Elsa Arts, number 6.
No surprise for the Dutch in their starting 5. Ilse Arts, Jitske Visser, Mariska Beyer, there she is, the MVP of the last World Championships in 2018. Captain Karina de Roy. Am I missing someone? Oh, of course, Bo Kramer. So Kramer, even though she's still young, still only 22, was already part of the Dutch team that played at the 2014 World Championships. And here we go. Team Netherlands, Team Algeria, and Beyer pokes the ball to Kramer. And Bo Kramer, dynamic player, gives to Beyer and makes no mistake on the opening shot of the game for Mariska Beyer, the 30-year-old who went to the university in the States at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. And if you hear her interviews, she speaks absolutely 100% perfect English. Tweets and Instagrams in English, as you will get with a lot of the Dutch players. This is Kemgani, who was the MVP of the African Championships. The Algeria captain gives it to Mahimda. They run out of time on the shot clock. You've only got 24 seconds. And they didn't get the shot on the rim in the 24. And so it'll be Carina de Rooij for the Netherlands. In her 5th Paralympic Games, they're gonna leave it open for her. Will she shoot? No. Takes it over to the left wing, works it in for Beyer. And second basket of the game for Mariska Beyer. One of her nicknames is, well, the Beast. She's playing in her 3rd Paralympic Games. Played 40 minutes in the opener against the US, and that one went right down pretty much to the wire, at least in the last few minutes. American team coming in as the reigning Paralympic champions, but only 3 players returning from that squad. It'll be Dutch ball here. Early stages of this one. You've just joined us, and maybe this is your first game of the Paralympics. We should explain a little about the point classification system. Teams are only allowed 14 points on the floor, and that relates to level of disability impairment. So an Mariska Beyer there, you see her number 15. She's a 4.0 player. The highest is 4.5, meaning considerably less impairment than the players who you see sitting low in their chairs. Beyer ahead for Kramer. And Bo Kramer's first basket of the game. She is studying physiotherapy in university. And Algeria works the ball in for Zara. Can't get their team's first basket. Here comes Kramer again and tries to jam a pass in there for de Rooij. And I think we're going to get a foul call against Algeria.
Number 4.
And Algeria trying to set up a screen and then work the ball inside. Beyer, though, just does not want to let Zahra get the shot. Here comes de Rooij, and the Dutch captain watches it drop in. And so we're getting a timeout call already here early on. Carina de Rooij, who just sank that basket, playing in her 5th Paralympic Games, as we mentioned. She was in Athens, where they finished 7th. She was in Beijing, they were 6th. In Rio, or in London and Rio, where the Dutch team were bronze medalists. And her husband, by the way, Anton de Rooij, represented the Netherlands as well in wheelchair basketball at 5 Paralympic Games between '92 and 2006. So it's in the family. Dirk van der Linden, the ever-present sideline man on the Dutch sidelines. So Algeria still looking for its first points. And van der Linden with something to say with the official to try to get things sorted out. Van der Linden's assistant coach, by the way, is Irene Sloof. And here we go, inbounding for Algeria. Nabia Mahimda has the ball. She gives it right back to Kemgani. And Kemgani had a path to the basket, couldn't score it. Here comes Jitska Visser. Her first layup of the game, and nothing but, well, basket, backboard, and then net. Visser is one of the very best low-point players in the world. She's a one-pointer, 28-year-old playing in her 4th Paralympic Games. She plays on a club team in Germany, the Bulls, and a really important player on this team and on that team. Here comes Bayer again for the uncontested layup. And Mariska Bayer's got an 8-point game already. So Algeria constantly getting the ball into the hands of Jamila Kemgani. And she is just looking to get that first basket out of the way. Bit of a rushed shot there. It still had a chance. Here comes DeRoy, but she can't get to the ball. It went off the chair of Zari, rather. And DeRoy for Kramer. From Arnhem in the Netherlands. Thinks about the three-pointer, goes for DeRoy under the basket. And tough to shoot from there. Kemgani. Mahimda. And that's an 8-point violation. You've got to get across the center line. In 8 seconds, Algeria could not do it. Bo Kramer. He's the one who talked about how their team went cold offensively against China, as Bayer's already got a 10-point game going, along with 3 rebounds. Kemgani spinning away from DeRoy, swatted away by Kramer. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go the way of Algeria. The possession arrow. And so inbounding will be number 9, Kemgani, who studied economics at the Institute of Economic Sciences in Algeria. Mahimda tries the long shot. It won't fall. Back comes DeRoy, uncontested, but she loses the handle. So Algeria reclaims possession, still looking for their first basket of the game. Ahmed Taguchi, the head coach, Tagush rather, Youssef Houri, his assistant, and they began their tournament with a 74-25 loss against China. Here's Visser with the steal. And Bo Kramer this time gives the Netherlands the 18-0 lead. Bo Kramer likes to distribute the ball as well. She led the European Championships with just under 6 assists per game. And that was the tournament that qualified the Netherlands for Tokyo. The left-handed layup doesn't work for DeRoy. And ball scooped up. Visser can't get to it. But it'll still be Netherlands ball, or will it be Algeria ball? I think it's Algeria ball. All right, let's get back under action here as Kemgani again on the hunt for that first basket. And for Boblau, who's just into the game. This is her attempt. And the ball knocked away under the basket from Bouzidi. Kim Gunny all the way across, but Kramer takes it away. And now DeRoy on the fast break. And this time the Dutch captain makes no mistake. Karina DeRoy. Getting good speed and getting in the open a lot. Mgani trying to shake off DeRoy, the two captains battling. Boudlau and the Algerian team still get their first bucket. Here's Kramer under the basket, does well to take the pass, misses the shot. The rebound is going to stay with the Dutch.
Substitutions for the Netherlands. Number 2, Elsa Arts comes in, joining her, number 12, Saskia Broek.
オランダ選手交代です。2番のイルセラース、12番のサスキア・プロックが入ります。
It is Kramer. Dutch substitution has Frank into the game. Kamgani. And another 8-second violation against Algeria as Bayer shut the door on Kamgani. The last European Championships, the Dutch team went 7-0 to win. And if they want to win gold here, they won't be undefeated after the loss to China. Here's Kramer underneath. She gets fouled in the attempt, and I think is going to head to the line is
First personal foul.
Algeria was at the African Championships to qualify, played South Africa, and actually beat South Africa 5 games in a row in a 5-game series. So they certainly earned their right to Tokyo 2020. And it is a pretty quiet atmosphere in this one. Kramer, now the talking will start again. Typically, the Paralympic wheelchair basketball is played in front of big crowds, sometimes capacity crowds. We've seen that in, well, at many Paralympic Games, but London and Rio certainly come to mind. This building that they're playing in now will eventually will hold crowds of up to 15,000. But we're glad you're watching from wherever you're watching worldwide to enjoy all the same passion and energy via your screens. 21-0 for the Dutch here in the opening quarter of this game. Mariska Bayer puts it up, and this time it won't drop. And she might get another chance here. And battles with Mahimda, who goes down on the play.
Number 15, Mariska Bayer.
Mahimda is a 3.0 player, 36-year-old on the Algerian team. Remember, it can only add up to 14 points on the floor. So you have a combination of high pointers and low pointers. Algeria this time crosses the timeline. Mahimda. Kamgani. She is clearly the top player on this Algerian team. And that shot from Boudlau might have touched a Dutch hand on the way. So it's going to be Algeria ball with 6 on the shot clock. And the Dutch will try to play some tough defense and not allow the shot as Kim Gunny looks to inbound. Gives it to Boblau, who makes herself open. 3 on the shot clock, 2 and 1. She can't get it up in time with Mariska Beyer right there in her face. So Beyer playing in her 3rd Paralympic Games. She has a couple of bronze medals already. And plays on a club team in Hanover, Germany. And that is a combination men and women. And it's quite established, not only in Germany, the club system, but in Spain, Turkey, Italy, other countries around Europe. And Kamgani trying to bust into the lane. She's gonna take, no, she's thought about a long 2-pointer. Now gives to Bublau, and that one just rattles out. So still the goose egg for Algeria as they get the opportunities. Here comes Beyer, dishes off. And the foul called. And that was Zina Vimenova, former handball player when she was in a non-disabled sport. Tough luck at time for Vimenova. She was on the Dutch team when they won the World Championships and back-to-back European Championships in 2017 and 19. She's still only 21 though. Tough defense by the Dutch. Algeria looking for this first one. And in the dying seconds of the opening quarter, it doesn't come. And so Beyer launches mid-court shot, and that misses, but not a lot of misses by the Dutch in the quarter. Mariska Beyer ends up with 12, and the Dutch lead it 23-0 after 1 quarter of play here at the Ariake Arena. Big opening quarter for the Netherlands, scoring 23 on Algeria. And the Dutch change things up. Cher Korver coming in her 6th Paralympic Games. She gives to Van der Sprong. Julia Van der Sprong, another one of the up-and-comers, a young 21-year-old on the Dutch team, as they not only have the star players, they also have the next generation that's kind of going to try to take the baton as they move forward. of discussion, lots of communication on the floor. So the Dutch just doing a fabulous job of blocking Algeria from getting across the timeline. And the long pass ends up in the hands of Boublal. Good job. She's trying to protect the ball, feed it to Kemgani. And Kemgani finally gets it scooped up. There's 12 on the shot clock, and they're nowhere near range. Mahimda now gets it in for Boublal. Puts up the shot. There it is. The opening basket of the game for Nurhain Boublal. Comes in the opening minute of the second quarter. A lot of good second effort on that play to make it happen. And quickly, Van der Sprung for the Dutch, right back. Mahimda. Looking for Kemgani. And that's the thing, is that they typically know the opposition that they are looking for Kemgani. Boublal puts up a long one.
Shot clock violation, Netherlands ball.
So again, the shot clock running out. And it gives it right back to the Dutch. And here's De Roy. Korver. And good defense by Algeria. And they still are struggling to get across that timeline.
8 seconds, Netherlands ball.
8秒バイオレーション、オランダボールです。
Cher Korver with a little twist, a little shimmy, a little shake. And had the pass in for Vimanova. It won't drop. And Algeria. It's not the same kind of chair ability and skills, and so it makes it tougher when players can't get the ball, just can't move the same way. You're allowed 2 pushes. And then you've got to put the ball on the floor. And there's a basket as Algeria gets its second. Kemgeni. Finally, she's been working hard to get that. Korver sweeping in from the left. Little short. Kemgani picks it up. And foul call here on De Roy. Substitution coming in for Algeria. It is Salami. Kemgani under pressure from Korver. Goes the other way. That ball's loose. Kemgeni comes up with it. 7 on the shot clock. And the possession arrow still favors Algeria on the jump. So they're going to inbound with 7 on the shot clock. Salami to inbound. Finds Kemgani. Got a bit of room if she can just kind of go for the circus shot over the Dutch player, Van der Sprung. So the violation's still called because never hit the rim. Here's Korver. Works the pass in for De Roy and makes no mistake about it. And good pass there for Corver to see that. And we've got the foul call here against DeRoy, I think, again. Here's second. DeRoy. Selami. Kemgani. Bublal. Underneath. And just the height disadvantage mismatch was too tough for the Bouzidi, the Algerian player. Foul call here against Kemgiani. Netherlands played their opening game against the US. Strong in the fourth quarter to win 68-58. They were down for a lot of that game. And then against China at that 0-point third quarter and went up losing by 7, 45-38. They'll play Spain in their final game of the preliminary round. Algeria's got Spain in their next game as well. 5 teams in each of the 2 groups. Top 4 make the quarterfinals. You know, there's lots of gamesmanship in a sense too. You don't want to show too much of your hand to your potential quarterfinal, semifinal opponents. So if you're the Dutch, you've got that to think about in the back of your mind as well. Game in front of you, and the game in front of that too. But right now the players on the floor are thinking about this game. Kemgani slings the pass for Bublal, puts it up, and it's going to be still Algeria ball. So this Algerian team, a lot of the players on it, the first women's wheelchair basketball team to represent an African nation at the Paralympic Games in Rio in 2016. Corver's shot misses, Wimenova's shot misses, DeRoy's shot goes. Kemgeni. She's got that nice little shimmy move, but that time it causes a turnover, and back come the Dutch, and this time Cher Corver makes no mistake. She's got 6. And this time Bublal, who's got lots of height, and she scores her second basket of the game. She's got 4. Corver back in for the Netherlands. Pass in for Wimenova. Kemgeni trying to shake off Corver. Throws up a quick shot, misses. Back comes DeRoy on the pass, and it is good on the layup. Wheelchair basketball has been part of the Paralympic Games since the very beginning. There's a missed shot by Algeria. It was there in the first games in Rome in 1960, and the sport just continues to grow as the Dutch team trying to add to its lead. the sport of wheelchair basketball has certainly grown alongside the growth and evolution of the Paralympic Games. USA has been the most decorated nation in terms of medals, piling up a total of 12, 8 for the men, 4 for the women. In Rio, the U.S. pulled off the difficult sweep of golds in both men's and women's wheelchair basketball tournaments. And the sport is becoming increasingly professional as well. We're seeing that with teams in Europe gathering top players from across the planet, incorporating women into the lineups as well with a unique classification system there. So it's not just a men's game and not just a women's game, it's a combined game. Players in this game like Bayer playing in a professional league, Germany, and Kramer as well. And others have done so over the years as well. Of course, COVID threw some of those leagues into some uncertainty in the last year and a half. Bublau trying to add to her count. And back come the Dutch and Vemanova, Zina Vemanova. And she puts in a couple. She's got 4. And it's in. And the hoop and the harm, the basket and the foul. And nicely done. So Buzidi, 1-point player. And she can't complete the 3-point play. So pretty impressive though for a 1.0 classification player to fight off that underneath the basket, score the 2, earn the foul. Cher Corver. All kinds of time. Just like a free throw, she puts it in from the same place. A lot of people wonder why athletes don't get their fingers crushed more often in wheelchair basketball, and that's because the way the wheels are canted inwards. If they were all straight up and down, it would be much more of an issue. And of course, there are still lots of injuries and in that respect, but not as many as you might think. Bublau with the basket for Algeria with just over a minute to play in the opening half, 49-10 for the Netherlands. Miska Bayer back in the game, works it in for Pronk. Bayer, basket, bingo. Inside the final minute now, we've got foul call in play. And it's against the Netherlands, and it's against Pronk, Saskia Pronk, in her second Paralympic Games. Yamina Gul. Korver for the Netherlands. Off the backboard and in, and that's going to count. And she'll go to the free throw line. So Cher Korver has come into the game, and Sean for the Dutch. She's on a 10-point game. And a chance for 11. Finishes it off, 3-point play. Half a minute to go. In the opening half, Team Algeria in green, Team Netherlands in white. Kedder. Nelval Kedder, and she hits. Nelval Kedder, the 34-year-old who didn't play in the opening game for Algeria, is in here today, and she's making a contribution to her team. And then Bayer hits at the buzzer for 3, in fact. So that will push the Dutch lead to 57-12 at halftime here at the Ariake Arena. An impressive showing by the reigning world champions. And so the two teams head to the locker rooms, Algeria and the Netherlands. 57-12 for the Netherlands after the opening half here in Tokyo.
Algeria, 2 sending high.
I am holding on. I am holding on to the sun of my life, and the days will go by. What goes down will come up when you start to complain. Something else gets the blame. You dazzle yourself, it'll still be the same. What goes down will come up. What goes down will come up. What goes down will come up. I am longing for color and white, live side by side. Can I ask for more? What goes down will come up. What goes down will come up.
Sahil, simplifici. Ok. Pito, Zelaka.
160.
Yeah.
Second half action getting underway here at the Ariake Arena in Tokyo. It's Team Netherlands against Team Algeria. And it is Bo Kramer working a pass in for Mariska Beyer. And that combination just like clockwork. And we've got two athletes all tangled up here, including Beyer. Beyer, who played university basketball in the U.S., University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. One of the strongest programs in the U.S. college system, offering scholarships for American and international players. Alabama, Illinois, other schools that have offered and do offer scholarships. And foul against Mariska Beyer. And the Algerian player just sorting things out with her chair. And it is Mahimda. And quickly the Dutch feed that pass up to De Roy. And she just misses that layup. Upset with herself for that. Zari, as Algeria tries to break the press, but can't do it. Again, it's that 8-second. You'll see the referee kind of chopping with his or her arms to count those seconds. Bo Kramer, the 22-year-old star of the Dutch team. She has great chair skills. You see her move around the court. And again, she works it inside. We mentioned her ability to pass. She finds the key players open, Beyer, and Beyer hitting those key shots. Mahimda for Kemgani. Tries a three. And nice job rebounding by Samati. Gives back to Kemgani. Still got 10 on the shot clock, but she can't get the dribble down.
Subs for Algeria, no 14, Nohan Bubla checks in.
アルジェリア選手交代です。14番のヌルハン・ブーブラムが入ります。
Coming into the game for Algeria is Samia Abdalali. And a missed shot by the Dutch, rebounded by Algeria. This time they break the press, but the ball ends up in the hands of the Netherlands anyway. Back they come. Bo Kramer posting up and then short. So this will be Algeria ball. So Kramer hits. And this is Abdalali. She was the first female wheelchair basketball player representing an African nation to score a basket at the Paralympic Games. That was in Rio 5 years ago. Algeria, of course, the first African women's team to compete at the Paralympic Games, as they continue to try to build that sport in their country. Karina De Roy, Bo Kramer, but it's going to be an offensive foul call here.
Offensive foul
Called against the Dutch.
Number 2.
And it is Ilse Arts who takes the foul. And they're going to bring the ball back to the end line. So Algeria trying to create some positive energy here in the second half, facing the world champions from the Netherlands, and trying to get to that timeline. This time a steal from Kramer, pass for Beyer, and a basket again for Beyer. And so she's got 23 points. She led the tournament a couple of years back, the European Championships. Scored 24.3 points per game, averaged in those 7 games, did Mariska Beyer. And we mentioned that Kramer led that same tournament in assists, so we're not surprised to see that combination like clockwork. And Beyer is now above that average. She's got 25. She's going to stay out there for now, but Kramer's going to head to the bench and rest. Prepare, maybe come back out, but maybe prepare just for the next game for the Netherlands, which will be against Spain. Good rebounding. Zidi giving it to Zari, giving it to Kemgani. I think everyone in the building wanted that one to drop. It was just a nice effort by Algeria. Here comes Beyer the other way, short on the attempt. And this is going to be an offensive foul called against the player who's down, Samia Abdelali.
Offensive foul, Algeria's number 14, Ilham Bougla.
And so this is her getting popped back up again. Abdelali came off the bench to score 6 points in Algeria's first game against China. Still looking for her first here as the Dutch continue to pour it on. 67-13 for the Netherlands. And Mariska Beyer is just piling them up. That's 27 for the superstar. And a three-pointer for Kemgani. And the 39-year-old MVP of the African Championships has been all over the court today, and she hits one from long range. Vimanova looks the pass in for DeRoy, and the over the back shot. There was just nowhere to go for the Algerian player, had her path cut off. And here's going to be an open chance for Freelink. Gives to Beyer generously. And the underhand lefty. One of the Algerian players is going to have to come back to get the ball here. And Kemgani does that. So the Netherlands has abandoned that press. Now setting up their defense up high. Kemgani filters a pass in. It comes back to her again. She'll try another three. And Beyer scooping up the rebound. She's just one away from a double-double. 9 rebounds. This one is out of the hands, off the fingertips of Zina Vimanova. the Dutch back with the press again. And this time it just gets across. Salami, Abdalali, Kamgani tries the old hook shot. And they get their own rebound. And then off fingertips of Algeria's Kiara Zari. And it's out. Coming back into the game for Algeria is Nourani Boublal. Cher Korver coming back in for the Dutch, as is Sylvana Van Hees. Vimanova is going to set up here from behind the screen. That one's short. It's going to go down the floor, and it is going to be Dutch ball with 3.9 on the shot clock. Beyer takes the inbound, puts up the long two, hits it. 31 points in the game for Mariska Beyer. Still 2:50 to go, third quarter. Kamgani, MVP of the African Championships, great chair skills, and trying to help her teammates get better as well. Abdalali's had some difficulty staying upright. Sometimes it happens, you get bumped. She's a 2.5 classification player, and if she bumps into Beyer, who's a 4, and sits up higher and is, that's going to happen sometimes. Samia Abdalali. Now Kamgani puts up the 3. Not this time. Pass underneath for Beyer. She feeds to Vimanova. Uzidi drops it off for Kamgani. Trying to get away from Korver, but the defense is just too tough for the Netherlands, but Algeria is going to get the ball back. Boublal, short, Beyer, rebounding. If they call that a rebound, then yes, they do. So she's got the double-double. And Korver and Beyer, give her 2 more, give her 33 in the game with 10 rebounds and 4 assists. And maybe we'll see Mariska Beyer for another minute and a half or so, who knows. Kamgani trying to shake off Beyer and Van Hees. There's the shot from Kamgani. Cher Korver, 6-time Paralympian for the Dutch team. Works the pass in for Vimanova. Couple of attempts, finally rebounded out by Boublal. Gives to Kamgani, tosses nicely. And again, down goes Abdalali. This time the foul called against Beyer. So as she develops as a player, Abdalali may be able to get herself back uprighted, and it's just a matter of time and physics. Kamgani 7 points in the game for the Algerian captain. 5 on the shot clock. Puts up the 3, short. And it'll be Dutch ball. 77-18 they lead. Well, the Dutch team was not happy with the way its offense performed against China. They're obviously have to be much happier with this, but the opposition, of course, isn't the same. Here's Korver sweeping in from the left wing and puts it in, nothing but net for Cher Korver in the final seconds now of the third quarter. Kamgani, and the long pass misses everybody. And it'll be Dutch ball with 2.5 seconds remaining in the quarter. And Bayer trying the 3, and not this time. So after 3 quarters of play, it is 79 for the Netherlands, 18 for Algeria. Here at the Ariake Arena in Tokyo. And here we go, fourth quarter action. Fourth quarter action at the Ariake Arena. Algeria and the Netherlands. Algeria begins with the ball. Abdelali. Her pass knocked away by Lindsay Freelink. Abdelali for Bublau behind the screen. A little short. Kramer back on the floor. Bayer is on the bench. Kramer just weaves her way right to the hoop, unhindered, and makes no mistake. 9 points for number 9. Abdelali from long range. And back come the Dutch with Korver. All alone, off the window, won't fall. Abdelali rebounding. Kamgani sending it to open floor. There's a race for it, and Samati comes up with it. In that case, Kamgani sends it to where her teammate has a chance to track it down, and she does. Kamgani spinning and turning and shooting. Beats the shot clock, but can't get the bucket. And here come the Dutch. Lindsay Freelink, uncontested. Layup and in for the lefty. Frelink was also a member of those 2 European Championship wins in 17 and 19 and the gold medal at the World Championships in 2018. And she too is young, just 22. Boblau. And again, they look for Frelink on the fast break. And again, she uses that left-handed layup. So this pool, this group that these players are in, is Algeria looks for another attempt. Salami and Korver, or at least Kramer steals. Now Korver has it. Rebounded by Kramer, and in it goes. So they're in pool, Group B rather, Netherlands, Algeria. As are China, USA, Spain. 5 teams per group. Top 4 make it to the quarterfinals. For single elimination playoffs. Until you get to the semifinals, and then if you lose the semifinal, you play for the bronze medal. Bo Kramer, the top players in the world, weaves a pass inside for Julia van der Sprong. And the 21-year-old from Arnhem scores the bucket. She was actually born in a town world famous for its cheese. The world calls it Gouda, but they call it Gouda. Both of those are that town is not far from Rotterdam. Here is Frelink, rebounded by Korver, missed. Kamgani's got it. Quickly sends it ahead. Belhadaf, and then it is in on. No, it didn't. Somehow it didn't find its way in. Looked like Abdalali had it. And now Korver makes no mistake on the other end. Wow, that was in and out. Just glanced away for a moment, looked back up, and it didn't fall. Abdalali. The hook pass to Kemgani. Abdalali again. Clock winding down, stolen by Korver. This will go to Kramer. And she makes no mistake. So they are approaching 100 points, the Dutch, with just over 5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Abdalali. Samia Abdalali. Jamila Kemgani. And this will be Algeria. No, it'll be Netherlands ball. Algeria thought they had it, but not this time. Into the game for the Dutch. 27-year-old Anouk Tagenbroek, former wheelchair tennis player. She's got the ball now. Tagenbroek. Kramer fighting for the rebound, and Algeria fighting for possession. They're going to call the jump. Possession arrow favors the Dutch. Kramer drops it off for Korver. Kramer. She's short on the shot. And the scramble for it. And another jump. This time it'll be Algeria ball.
Algeria ball.
possession arrow, of course, changes each time. Instead of having a jump ball every time, they just go with the possession arrow, and then once one team's had it, then it goes back the other way. Sometimes in a game like this, it's not so noticeable or important, but sometimes it's in a huge game in the dying seconds with teams battling tooth and nail for points, and a jump ball can be a huge and important and sometimes controversial call depending on which team, well, either team getting the arrow. Abdalali been handling the ball a lot here in the second half. Kemgani fights to get to the basket, puts his off the backboard, and it just won't fall. Bo Kramer pushes it ahead for Korver, off the glass and in. And it's a 17-point game for Korver. So you can see the Algerian players are trying to set up screens for the shooters, but the Dutch are such an experienced team, having played at Paralympics and World Championships and European Championships and all over and professional levels as well, that they just know how to avoid getting themselves in those situations. As the Netherlands adds another, and it's 99. And the long shot is obviously collected by the Dutch and Kramer. And now Korver, a nice little pass in the middle from Van der Sprong. Kemgani from the right side heads to the baseline. 4 on the shot clock, 3, puts it up. And now Kramer. Just has such a youthful expression, almost always smiling. And she feeds the pass to Korver. She loves to make the passes. And we've got a substitution coming in for both teams. Vimanova for the Netherlands. Yamina Gul into the game for Algeria. She takes the inbound pass. And no chance at a shot for Belhadef. So Kemgani was one of the ones, the one who came out of the game. So she has just played big minutes for Algeria, and the coach saying finally, yes, we're honoring you with a little rest on the bench to end the game. So as we mentioned, Netherlands will face Spain in their 4th and final game of the preliminary round. And the clock is ticking here, and it's stolen by Van der Sprong, and that will push it up to 105 points for the Netherlands, 105-18. Now inside the final minute of play as Nelvel Kadir brings it up court. Abdalali, Kadir, and the shot from Samadi off the mark. Korver, and again, no mistake by Anouk Tagenbrock. And her first basket. Battle Hadaf trying to spin to get free, but just loses possession, and down to the final 18 seconds to play in this game. Netherlands will improve to 2-1 in the tournament. Algeria dropping to 0-2. And up the shot goes, and in the shot goes from Zina Vimanova. And that is going to do it. And so the reigning world champions and one of the favorites for gold coming in, and a big win, 109-18 over Algeria. And the Dutch with acknowledgement of how far the Algerian program has come, and the Algerians with the fellow acknowledgement of how great their opponents are. And maybe even, in a sense, there's where we want to go. So Gert van der Linden, the head coach of the Netherlands, with some positive words for his crew. It's all about the process. It's about the entire tournament, making the best of every moment, and not just making it all work. It's one big master plan, and when you come in as the world champions and the favorites, you know what to expect from each of the games, and it's all part of the big plan. For Algeria, the big plan is to keep improving every game at this tournament and moving forward. So they're 0-2. Spain has only played the one game. And then the People's Republic of China at 2-0. They haven't played their third game yet. So in a sense, they're on top of the group because they haven't lost a game. Netherlands did. So what it'll be is it'll be the top team from Group A playing the fourth place team from Group B, second place team from Group A playing the third place team, and like that. 8 teams will battle in the medal round when the preliminary round is over. And when all is said and done, we'll have a gold, silver, and bronze medalist. So statistically in the game, well, the big scorer we know was Maritzka Bayer, 33 points in the game. She picked up 11 rebounds as well. Bo Kramer led the way in assists with 11. From a percentage standpoint, the Dutch shot 61%. A few of the highlights of this game. So Team Netherlands with an impressive win over Algeria, 109-18 here at the Ariake Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes session
And
the Netherlands
beautiful building,
match is against Spain on
great
Saturday
action
at
on the
9
floor,
a.m.
and it will continue through the next 10 days until we have the medalists determined from Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games.
And Algeria's games against Spain on
Netherlands
Saturday.
up next will face Team Spain, and Algeria's next game will be against Team Spain as well, and then they'll finish off against the U.S.